Hey y'all, hey, welcome back to my channel. It is Christian here, and you're tuned in for more of my 2 cents. If you are new to the channel, then welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in. I am glad to have you here. And if you are a returning viewer, then thank you, okay, for sliding back through today. I don't know. I don't know if y'all getting used to this format or not, but I hope you are because it's the new normal for a little piece of time. I mean, here and there, I will show my face for sure, but I definitely am excited about this format. It is going to allow me in the upcoming weeks, months to, stay consistent with the content because I'm going to be going and doing a lot of stuff. And like when my energy is low and I don't really feel like getting, you know, all dressed up, putting on makeup and all of that stuff, I can still give you guys my 2 cents on a lot of, happening trending topics, my reaction videos, and responses to your emails as well. So this is just great. It's great. And I know a lot of people are consuming like podcast type content anyway. So I feel like I paid my dues, honey. I got almost is it 200 videos? Like let me see. Let me go to my actual channel to see how many videos I have. So I have 202, okay? Like actual personal face videos. 202 videos, y'all. That's a lot of videos. Y'all know what I look like. And yeah, let's get into today's topic. No, but I am grateful that you guys are still here with me, rocking with me, and watching my content and enjoying my voice and my 2 cents. So if you are new here, I make 3 points before I start any video. Number one, you're not alone. Number two, you're not crazy. Number three, God, your creator still loves you, and I do too. I like to give those points because I know, depending on where I have been in my life and in different seasons, sometimes you feel alone. Sometimes you feel crazy. Like, is this really happening to me, or am I just imagining this? Is it really that serious, or do I just need to be a little more, lenient, or, like forgiving? And sometimes you do. You feel like, where is the love of God? Like, for the love, okay? For the love of the Lord, what is going on? So I just like to, say those 3 points and make it very clear that I am here and I come in peace. All right. Okay. Today's topic is going to be one that I do personally have experience with, and I had to learn this lesson the hard way, but I've learned and things have changed for the better. Um, telling a different story about your life. What does that look like? If you followed this channel because of my first video that did like extremely crazy well, right? Why I quit church. I posted that video in 2021, and I think that video has somewhere over 14,000 views now. I think it's 15K. Actually, I just pulled it up to be Pacific. To be Pacific, it has 15,000 views. And if that's the video that brought you here, I've made so many other videos since then that I've talked about, like having an identity crisis in church, having, to shed certain belief systems and certain values and certain principles that just didn't serve me anymore, and what that looked like and why I made that decision and how I've moved forward and picked up new things. And it's just, a lot of shedding and a lot of regrowing. Well, a lot of growth, a lot of shedding and a lot of growth. Um, but in that's like the spiritual side of who I am and what I've encountered and like where I'm going and still, advancing and evolving. But on a personal level, like relationship, which plays a big part, like church played a big part in who I am today because of my experiences. All of my experiences that have been negative, you all, have been with people that were in church. I have never had a falling out with a coworker. I've never had a falling out with a stranger. I've never had a falling out with a yeah. I can say that because old girl from my best friend from college, well, from high school, that was in high school. So since I've been an adult on my own by my own, I've had all of my negative experiences with adults in church. I just have. And I have been, church free. I feel like I'm sitting in a circle, like an AA mean. I've been church free for uh going on fully 6 years. The last time I went to church was like in 2017. So, for 6 years now. And I just gotta tell y'all that I feel good. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na. I knew that I would now. I feel good. So good. So good. I got loose. I got loose. I got up out of there. And I got the wings. I got the wings, and I'm not talking about the I'm not talking about a 5 or 10 piece from Wingstop. I got the wings from the Lord to fly up out of there. But I had to change my story. Like my life changed once I started telling a different story. And I think that this is so important because a lot of times we think that there is freedom and liberty in sharing all of the things all of the time with everyone, but that's not true. There are going to be seasons, reasons, and purpose behind you sharing your story, your testimony, if you will, with people, be it people you know or be it strangers. I used to tell my story to new people. It's like finding a different person at the liquor store to tell the same story to every day. Every time you go in there to get your 40 in a paper bag, you telling somebody else in there to get their Zippendale. Like you just always finding somebody on the aisle, talk to me for a while. Like you just ready to release. And I understand that, like I said, there is freedom, there is liberty in you sharing and like getting things off of your chest and expressing yourself, because I've used this platform to do that. But I've used this platform to do it in a healed way. But we're not in a personal relationship. You guys watch the videos, you click off, you go about your day, your business, your life, whatever. But like what I'm sharing right now is a tool for you to have better personal relationships with people, like interpersonal relationships where there's life on life engagement, activity, experiences that you have with someone else, where they can actually start expecting something from you and actually like sow something into you as well. And you don't want people to have a preconceived notion about who you are and what they can like look forward to experiencing in a relationship with you. And so I guess what I definitely am a champion of now, and I'm going to give like some stories with examples of how I've done this and how I didn't realize at the time it was a problem, but I'm grateful that I made the shift. But it came with the maturity and growth. I didn't actually know that I needed to change my story. I needed to change the story I was telling people. I didn't realize it, that I was doing it consciously. I was doing it subconsciously. I started telling a different story because I just felt better. I felt different. When I left church, I didn't feel the need to share what I've been through with new people. When you're in church, there's kind of like this mindset and belief system that you have to tell of the goodness of Jesus, right? About all things. You're just always sharing things with everyone, the good things, the overcoming, all of that. But as it related to my personal life, I was getting into new relationships and friendships, and I was telling them about old relationships and old friendships and things that I've been through and things people had done to me, things that people had said about me. And it wasn't a good thing. The first instance that I recall doing this is when I first joined the church back in Mississippi, where my husband and I moved from, sharing the story with our new pastors, right, about leaving my uncle's ministry, like why we left my uncle's ministry. And I've done a video about that, right, like with my cousin and what she did and the accusation she made against my husband. But I shared that with with a new pastor. I didn't know him, I didn't have relationship with him like that, but we shared that as a story of overcoming, like how we'd been hurt in church, but we left that, and now we were looking for a new start, a fresh start that wouldn't be under the same like energy and resistance to church people, thinking that you're sharing it to be protected or to be guided and guarded. But that's not what we got. We got more of the same. And then I would go into a relationship, a friendship with the young lady that tried to fight me in church. Like, see, y'all are already seeing, right? They're telling a different story. I would get in a relationship with her, a friendship, and she would know my past. She knew my past because she was cousins with my cousin. She was cousins with my cousins on my aunt's side. So the cousin that did what she did to me was my cousin through my uncle, the pastor of a church. And then the friend that tried to physically attack me at church was my cousin's cousin on my aunt's side that was married to my uncle, who was a pastor. Child, it was a whole mess. Okay. But tell a different story. I told my side of the story to this friend who knew my cousin as well. And so the story didn't change. I kept telling the story and I got more of the same in that relationship. And then when we would leave that church, I we became friends with another couple that we worked with in radio. It was going great. It was going good. We were having a good time. We were fellowshipping together. All of that. I told them about my past experiences at that church with the pastor, with the old friend. I shared that, thinking that I was safe, thinking that I was in a place that they would guard my heart and my emotions and what we'd overcome and how we came out of those things not bitter, and we still were able to be blessed and moved on to better. I felt as if though they were the kind of people who would understand being ridiculed or judged or, you know, being different, because they were in a different space. They were in a different element that didn't really mirror our culture or like certain societal standards. I just thought that we were in a safe space with them. We wasn't. We were not, okay? And the lie detector test determined that was a lie. We were not safe. We was not, okay? They gave us up. They definitely was the ops. We had a situation there. And then we would leave. We would leave Mississippi. We would come to Texas, right? And I would make another friend. Another friend totally separated from Mississippi. All of the things, honey. It's totally separated, but also had a church background. She actually went to the Potter's house, right? We had a church background, and I did not tell her about my past in Mississippi. So grateful to God for that. I did not tell her my past in Mississippi, but I still had some of those remnants. Like I still had some of that um I don't like build up, if you will. Like think of build up on your counter or on your hair, like from products, right? I still had that build up of being guarded in my heart, but also thinking that I would get the same experience from this relationship, almost like so it was a self-fulfilling prophecy. I felt like she would be to me what I had already experienced in the past. But I felt like, okay, I see a slither of hope here because she's established. This woman has her PhD. She's doing well. She owns a whole entire school. Her and her husband had a school franchise. Okay, let's be very clear. They had a whole school, a whole preschool that they owned. And I feel like, okay, I am in a safe space. I'm good. Ain't finna be no problems. Ain't finna be no nothing. Wrong. There was a problem. Self-fulfilling prophecy. I was still telling the same story, even subconsciously. And I had to overcome that. And it wasn't really until having success, surprisingly enough, it wasn't just leaving church that helped me, but it was having a different story worth telling. Whew, my God. I had a different story worth telling. I had a story that was joyful, that was redemptive. And I know some people, like, you hear that word when you think about salvation and like giving your life to Christ, that you have like redemption in God. And when you chose salvation, you got all these other benefits. Well, I would like to tell you, I would like to submit unto you another truth, that it was in me going after my goals and pursuing my dreams and my vision of having more in life and creating something right in business, right? That I actually started having a better story to share. It no longer was about me, Christian, it was about what I was pouring myself into, like what was actually flourishing from my love, what was actually thriving because of my joy. My business was growing and thriving and flourishing because I was believing in it. I wasn't caring about the outside noise. I didn't care about what people thought about me pursuing this. I didn't care about what people thought about me being good at it or other people supporting it. I just knew I wanted to give this all of my love and my attention and my focus, and I did. And then the story started shifting and other people started sharing my story. Like it went from me sharing a story with people to make them like feel like they could connect with me on a different level authentically. And oh my gosh, she's so down to earth and she's been through so much. I changed that narrative about me. I was putting the narrative out there to these people. So I shifted it. I shifted it and I didn't even know I'd done it. I shifted the story to being about this company, this product, this brand, my childhood, the happiness, the love, the joy, my foundation, my upbringing, the values and the principles that my mom instilled in me and my siblings. All of that shifted, and people were endeared to that authentically. People were able to get behind that because they could relate to that. People could feel the genuineness in that, and I didn't have to be a victim to get it. And I didn't know, I didn't intentionally try to be a victim in relationships with people. I just thought it was a relatable way to connect. Like, yes, I've been through something like that before too. Like, yes, I've had people to be, jealous or envious or, like vengeful in these ways against me, not realizing I was just triggering like preconceived notions. I was just setting myself up for people to look out for evidence of it happening in the relationship with them. I didn't know I was doing it. And now I know. And now I can share this with you. Tell a different story about your life. Find something else to focus on to share with people. Now I get to share the story of a recipe, right? If you're not familiar with who I am or what I do or what my business is, I won't go into detail, but I now get to share a recipe from my family and from my childhood that is attached to goodness. It's attached to happiness. It's attached to, joy and love. It's who I am. It's what I know. It's how I am me. And what people love about me, I told a different story. And now everybody else wants to tell the story. Now you got the Food Network want to tell the story, right? Now you got ABC, and you got CBS, and you got everybody else who want to share it because it matters. It matters more than something else people can look at and find the negative in and say, "Oh, I can see why they felt like that about you." Mm-hmm. Oh, I can see how that happened. I can see why y'all ended up almost fighting. Like, you got to tell a different story. It's imperative. You just do. You just got to. You have to. Um, and the reality of it is that I've ultimately learned is that you are not obligated to be the old you with new people. You're not. You're not obligated to be the old you with new people. It's not a bad thing to evolve. It's not a bad thing to switch up who you are based off of how you've grown. No one that is new to you cares about the old you. They don't. Now, your experiences may be valuable based off of your relationship with them. Like, there are things that I've experienced, there are places that I've gone, there are business opportunities and connections that I have or that I've been able to leverage. I can bring those up because it works in my favor. But long gone are the days of me bringing up old ish that makes me seem like I might be a conflict or a problem in the future. I'm not talking about none of that. Don't none of that register with where I am today, baby. I am above it. It is beneath me to discuss and go back to those things. You are not obligated to be the old you with new people. Because at the end of the day, who would you be betraying? Do you think the people from your past would pop up and say, "Oh, y'all think she all that, but she ain't, she ain't." Because I remember when they can't come with you to where you are in the new season. I don't worry about anyone from Mississippi sharing anything about me or my husband to anyone I'm in contact, communication with, or business with now. They won't even know how to access the people that I have access to. Are you following me? And I say this with the utmost, respect. I'm not with humility, not with humbleness, but I say this with the utmost respect. There are things about my past that people I'm in business with, in partnership with now, would never know from my past friends or family members because they don't even know how to get to the people I'm in relationship with now. So why would I feel the need to keep it real and tell the people I'm in the relationship with now about the things that happened before this relationship? I dare not do that. So I dare you to tell a different story. I dare you to share a new narrative. I dare you to create a new storyline. Pick a different option, like an alternate ending. Your ending changes like always. It's consistently changing. My ending is changing. It is not the beginning of what it was. So while I'm recording this, tomorrow will be the 4th year business anniversary or birthday for my company. 4 years in business. 2019, this wasn't the ending. This still ain't the ending. But this isn't where I thought it would be in 2019. Right? And now that we're here, I'm like, dang, I'm finna changing. I'm getting a new ending. I'm swapping this out. I want something else. I want something bigger, greater, better, more. Like I've shifted because I've evolved, because more has become my elements of belief, understanding, and desire. Like I know what I want and I know who I need to be to get there. And it doesn't have anything to do with the past version of me. It has everything to do with those experiences that have led me to this point. And I have to share the story based off of where I am today and the story that makes me feel the best and the strongest and the happiest and the most authentic to not just me, but to all of those who are encountering me in this season. So I just wanted to, share that little, piece of something with y'all because it's importante. It is important that we understand that the story that we tell other people is the version that they will expect to see and have in their experience with you. And you don't owe people the same experience from your past in your now present, where you are. So don't hold yourself bondage or don't feel entitled to keep it real and be that same old person or whatever you were with whoever. No, this is a different script. I just flipped the switch. I don't know nobody else is doing this. I don't know nobody. And I'm okay with that. It's the element of growth, it's the element of evolution, it's the element of wanting more, being more, doing more, having more, and then expecting more from everyone else around you. And so I think we can all do that, but sometimes it's just being okay with being a new person and no longer identifying with that old version. And then being able to create a YouTube channel and talk about all those stories because they're all entertainment for me now because I can share them from a place of healing, wholeness, happiness, wellness. And I wish the best and the most for all of the people in any story I've ever shared with you guys here because I understand that it needed to happen to get to the point that they're at in their lives and where I am in mine. So respectfully, um, I'm glad y'all did what y'all did. I'm glad I handled it the way that I did. And, we're going to keep on moving, flowing, going, and doing over here. If you guys have enjoyed the video, go ahead, like it, subscribe to the channel. I would love to add you in my 2 cents crew. Comment down below. Let me know if you need to change the story. Have you changed your story? Have you changed the story that you tell about your life and yourself to other people? Or is this something that you struggle with, like sharing your past and constantly reliving it, which really ultimately leads to misery and torment for you, not for the people who you're sharing it with. It may make them, have empathy towards you or pity you. And I don't want that. I don't want to be pitied. I don't want to be pitied. I know too many people who live off of pity right now, and it really has them stuck. They're stuck because they're always telling the same story to get the same response from new people. And it is bananas to me. Bananas. It's bananas. So yeah, comment below and let me know. Let's keep the conversation going. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video. I can't wait to catch you guys in the next one. Until then, take care. See y'all later. Bye.